In the isolated town of Windbrook, the Hollow House stood as a grim monument to a series of unspeakable tragedies. Locals spoke of whispers emanating from its darkened windows at night, tales of shadows moving on their own, and cold winds that seemed to come alive, snaking through the house's empty halls. What now remained was an aging carcass of brick and mortar, shrouded in an ominous silence, and daredevils who wandered inside often spoke of encounters that left them scarred for life. Among them were Greg, a thrill-seeker, and his skeptical friend, Laura. On a dare, they decided to spend a night within its haunted walls. "Scared yet?" Greg teased, his flashlight casting eerie beams that danced along the tattered wallpaper. "Shadows and creaks don't scare me," Laura replied, though she couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The duo set up in what seemed to be the living room, its decayed elegance hinting at a once grand past. Minutes turned into hours, and the cold intensified, biting through their clothes in unnatural waves. Then, they heard it, a faint, mournful wail. "Did you hear that?" Laura's voice wavered. Greg nodded, swallowing hard, as they both turned toward the source, an old, deteriorating portrait of a stern-looking man. The man's eyes seemed to follow their every move. Greg approached the portrait, hand trembling. As he neared, the temperature plummeted. He reached out to touch the frame, and a pair of ice-cold hands closed around his wrist. Screaming, Greg yanked back, but the grip was unyielding. Laura rushed to help, but another set of hands gripped her ankles, pulling her to the ground. Everything went black for a moment. When she opened her eyes, they were no longer in the living room. "Where are we?" Laura gasped. They appeared to be in a dimly lit basement, dank and suffused with a metallic odor. Surrounding them were numerous old, wooden coffins. Just then, one of the coffins creaked open ever so slightly. Creeping closer, they saw the source of the wailing, a frail, ghostly woman. "Leave, or join us," her voice rasped, echoing throughout the confined space. In a frantic scramble, they rushed toward what they hoped was an exit. Every step echoed with a chilling resonance, as if the house itself was awakening from an ancient slumber. Ghostly figures emerged from the walls, their hollow eyes filled with endless sorrow. Somehow, they found a ladder leading up to a hatch. They clawed their way up, hearts pounding, and burst out into the yard, gasping for breath. They didn't stop running until they reached the edge of town, vowing never to return. Hollow House had claimed many souls, but Greg and Laura's escape was a rare, harrowing exception. The house remained, a silent sentinel of Windbrook, waiting for its next victim.